Hey there, my name is Joshua, one of the designers from a company called Missing Link, and we're a presentation powerhouse who's actually on a mission. On a mission to change the world one board audience at a time through powerful and engaging presentations. Presentations that don't just get your audience to take notes, but we get them to take action. So I'm here to give you a few tips on how to make sure your Prezi designs are impactful. Now, we all know this, and it's not even a secret. We're basically stuck behind our screens, constantly finding ourselves on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and so many other social media platforms. But even within our leisure times, when we want to sit back, relax, and watch a few videos or movies, we're watching that on all of these different streaming platforms. And when it's time to get back to work, you realize that you're caught up in this digital world, receiving all of this digital content, and now it's time for you to find a way of sharing your content in a way that's really interesting. Because the truth of the matter is, attention is now a diminishing resource. Our audiences are literally paying us with their attention every time they're watching us present. So we need to figure out ways of grabbing their attention and making sure that it stays. And one of the most common ways to do so is by designing slides that are beautiful and intricately designed, kind of like the Mona Lisa. But there's a bit of a problem with this way of thinking. Because once you start applying this way of thinking to all of your slides, you then find that it not only becomes overwhelming, but the slides actually lose their impact. Now, how can we avoid this? There's one thing that we believe at the Missing Link. We say a good presentation should be written before it's designed, before it's delivered. And we say that you should start off by writing that narrative right up front, because once you're able to grab your audience's attention with the narrative, taking them from point A to point B, and then challenging them with a final call to action, that's when you can then use your slides to enhance that narrative. Because now I have a good understanding of what I want to say. I can now start creating simple visuals that then put a spotlight on what exactly I want to say. Because of my understanding of my narrative, this simple design is then impactful. And that's where it starts, creating a good narrative to then use these designs to enhance it. Now, the very first thing that we need to realize is we need to change the way that we look at designing our slides. In fact, we're no longer designing slides. Prezi does a good job at integrating you into your content. So we are now designing scenes. And we've got 6 different types of scenes that we use a lot at the Missing Link. Starting off with the very first one being the side slide. Now, the side slide is really great because it uses 50% of your screen dedicated to you as a speaker, allowing you to still be present in your content, and then having the rest of your content on the other 50% of your screen, which is great because now your audience looks at both you presenting and your content. The other part of a side slide, which is our second scene, is the PIP. The picture-in-picture content that you put on your screen. Now, this is great because Prezi then allows for you to zoom to a frame, kind of like this, whoops, and then that brings it up full screen if you want your audience to focus on a specific area within that picture-in-picture. Which takes me to the next type of scene, and that is the full slide. The full slide can come in handy when you want to make a major impact with your audience, maybe sharing a great quote or massive picture that you'd want for them to look at. You just need to be mindful of when you use them, because a lot of the impact comes when you put it directly after a slide that just has you on your screen. Now, an alternative to the full slide, or the cousin of it, is kind of creating the semi-transparent full slide. And this allows for you to still be present within your content, but now I can tell you where I live, which is right over here in South Africa. Now, the way that I achieve this is by reducing the opacity of the design that I've created. The other different piece of scene that we use is the prop. Now, basically, the prop will take some rehearsal because you need to realize where you've put the specific idea on your screen. Now, you need to make sure that you rehearse it so that you kind of know where what is going to be, and this can kind of make it feel like your prop is integrated into your environment. Now, the second last scene that we use is really big and really helps to put your audience in the environment that you're in, and that is the set. The set is really great for creating that context and giving you the feel of what it feels like to be in this digital space. A really great way of grabbing your audience's attention. And this is something that we have readily available for you in our Slide Breakers giveaway. The last piece of scene is the naked scene. Now, again, I'm not asking you to take off your clothes, please. That's not safe for work. But the naked scene is when you're removing all the designs and it just has you on the screen. And this is really, really important because this can also put your eyes to rest, getting your audiences focused on just you as the speaker, because you are the presentation. You're the one delivering the presentation. So it's all up to you and how you deliver your content. So using the naked scene can be really good for removing all of the distractions and having your audience focus just on you. Now, how have we designed all of these scenes? Well, some of the times it usually starts off within Adobe Photoshop. And this is a really great tool that we use to create things like the semi-transparent full slide, or if we want to tweak images or remove their backgrounds. So sometimes we pop images into Photoshop, do all of the editing, and then we import it directly into Prezi. The next thing, once we've created all of our different pieces of imagery, then we start building our very own online library. And Prezi has the ability to do so. Make sure that once you've done any designs in Photoshop or even in PowerPoint and exported it into Prezi, anything that you've created and you think that you will reuse, pop that into your online photo library, because that will definitely come in handy. And from a workflow perspective, it just makes things a lot easier. Then the last thing we do is we jump onto Google Images and we search for PNGs. A PNG, and in order to make sure that your image has a PNG background, is you'll have a look at the image and it should have this kind of checkered pattern behind its piece of content. A PNG is a portable network graphic, and this is basically an image that doesn't have a background. So once you pop it into Prezi, if you right click and copy and then paste it directly into Prezi, then you'll find just the content like this little photo library over here, and then you'll have that directly in your Prezi, which is really cool for integrating this piece of content into your environment. So search for PNGs when you are searching for your images on Google. Now that we have that way of thinking, the other thing is it's important for you to rehearse the way you deliver your content, because you are immersed into this digital world, and the impact of your slides also comes down to how you deliver that. So make sure that you try and rehearse and put yourself in this world so that it becomes convincing enough to get your audience to feel what you're feeling when you're delivering the content. Remember, a good presentation is written before it's designed, before it's delivered. And if you apply this way of thinking, that's the way that you can ensure that your slides have major impact. Have a good one. Peace.